All right, guys, August is in the books. They're showing you the daily candles on the SPY here. Kind of had a little bit of a reversal candle today. Check out what it did at the end of the day. Look at this 5-minute candles. Just straight sideways like we've seen much of August. And then the very end of the day, it looks like it's ripping higher, and then the bottom falls out for, what does that mean? I have no idea. But that's kind of some nasty action. Must be something to do with the last day of the month. I don't know. But anyway, great job in chat. Wayne killed it again today. Now, my Tesla chart screwed up because it looks like a big gap down, but it wasn't. It's a split, so it's kind of hard to show you. We go to maybe 2-minute candles and scroll over here. All right, so you see this. It's kind of where it popped and topped out at 461 right there. Came back down a little kind of cup and handle. Wayne called it long right through 461 right there. You look, it never looked back. And actually went up over 500 by the end of the day. And after hours, right now it's trading at 514. Another great call by Wayne though. And there, when you go to the daily, it doesn't look like a gap down anymore. Big rip for Tesla. Great call by Wayne. Let me see. Workhorse. I got to give Jane WKHS. I typed that wrong. I got to give Jane props on this one. Look at a 5-minute candle so you can kind of see it better. She just called it long. It was on the morning gap playlist, right? Popped, sold off, came right back up. She called it long over the high of day. Opening range breakout over 1737. Look at that. Look at that great call. Just never looks back and just rips. Went to 1893 at its tops there and closed pretty strong. So that was a really nice call. SHLL, I called a whole number flush right here. Right around the 520. I'll show you what it looked like. You guys know I love these pullback play, whole number flushes. I didn't handle this well. I think I got 30 cents, 40 cents out of it. And somewhere in there, it came back down. I put a break-even stop and told myself, hey, I'm not even going to look at it. If it stops me out flat on the rest, it does. If not, I might get another $1 or $2 out of it. And it came down just enough to stop me out on my final shares. And I was right. I would have got another $1 or $2 out of it. But so that was a pullback play that worked, although I didn't handle it very well. What else? VVPR, I called this one 764, and I'll show you why. It's a crazy strong stock lately, right? So here's the opening candle today. There's Friday's big close, right? So here's the opening candle today. Right now, it's looking like something I'm not going to trade today, right? And then sometime during lunch, it pops up. And keep in mind, the open and the high was right around 785. So it starts to come up. Now, I'm not going to chase this, thinking it's going to break the high of day. I just let it trade. And it put in a lower high on the day of 763. My thinking was, now if it gets back over 763, and this is what I typed out in chat, 764 idea, it's probably going to get through the high of day and then probably rip through Friday's high. And wait for it. Here it comes. There it is. And that's exactly what happened. And it ended up going up over 1050 from the 764 call. Another one that happened right about there. Maybe a bit of a retest of the entry, but it certainly held up beautifully. And then I'll give hats off to Wayne here for EDSA, which he'd also called on Friday. Had a really nice call on Friday. Called, I think, right there over 750. Then today's candles, it tops out at 9 right here. Starts coming back up. He typed in the chat room, thin one, but I like it over 9. And what does it do? It goes through 10. So there's some really nice examples of what we had in chat today. What am I watching for tomorrow? I don't have a very big list. Here's the daily. Workhorse holding up pretty well. It's kind of flagging here on the bigger time frame and closing well off its highs, but I definitely want to watch it. VFF, after this pop here, it's kind of sideways. Looks like it's getting ready to break back up, maybe retest this 6, and if it gets above it, maybe break out. It certainly had big volume about a week ago. GameStop, GME, big breakout today. Closing well off its highs, though, but I definitely want to watch it. I think there's a lot of shorts in that name. And so that's an interesting chart, right? You kind of have a bit of a breakout here, closing off its highs, but big volume. I think that could get found and maybe red to green, something like that tomorrow. Give a nice trade. EVSI, this one's kind of a sleeper pick, but really strong back here. Then it pops up on last week on pretty good volume for this stock. I emphasize for this stock. What does that mean? Well, this big spike right here, still only 1 million shares on the day. Barely, a little bit over 1 million. So this is a thin stock. But it's certainly interesting if it breaks out above this 3 or 4 day high. GNPX, just kind of coiling. The only reason it's on my radar is intraday. Look at this big rip it had intraday. So makes you feel like, hey, maybe something's up there. You look at the daily and say, this is pretty coiled. So I'm going to put it on a chart. UAVS, really nice rip today. I think I heard the news on Benzinga, Amazon getting FAA clearance for drones or something. I don't know the nuances of it, but there's been a lot of speculation that if Amazon starts delivering using drones, UAVS might get a chunk of that business, and certainly held up really well today. So I'm going to watch it tomorrow, see if it gives it follow through. I had a couple trades in that one today. CNET, good volume, fairly strong close. Don't love this, but going to watch it. AUVI, wow, look at this thing. IPO'd today. And I mean, look at this. It sells off, takes out the highs, back down, takes out the highs again, back down. At this point, I'm thinking, well, this thing's never going to break out. And then it does this. Certainly without me today. With this kind of move, I think I thought I saw on Twitter that this is a 1 million share float or something. So that may get some more attention tomorrow. I'm certainly going to watch it. And then lastly, LI, which is basically round. It had this huge move, and now it's round tripped in 3 days. So I don't love it, but just the fact that it made this huge move, you know, I don't know. Is it going to really rip the new lows? Maybe, but I think it might be time for this thing to give a decent bounce. So that's my entire list for tomorrow, and I'm confident we'll find some nice gappers and news plays as well, like we did today, right? Really, really nice day. Good way to end August. And let's go into September. Focus tomorrow morning. I'll see you guys in chat.